Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Meat Pop, and I'm gonna bring you guys another video today. And today it's all about the thing that just happened with Joe Rogan. He seems to have proven what many people thought made sense. So let's start, okay? First of all, you had this weird guy from CNN. Some Gupta dude or something, and he seems to be like the medical guy that's usually responsible for the information that they say on CNN, right? So I was surprised he went to Joe Rogan because I know Joe Rogan is gonna confront him, because I thought, you guys already said that he took a specific medicine that is a horse dewormer that people say, yes, it can be used for specific reasons and it can be used for other reasons, right? Now, don't come be all gangster at me, cancel my channel or anything. I'm not vouching for you to take it. I'm not talking about it in the video. I'm just talking about the fact that a big channel, left-wing channel, said something that was a lie. Decided to go at the podcast of the person that they lied about. They had this interesting confrontation, and guess what? He was like, well, we didn't say that. By the way, remember to like the video, share, and let me know what you guys think.
What? But so for you, Joe Rogan.
Yes.
I would say you've had it.
Yes.
So now get one shot of the vaccine.
No.
Why not?
Because I have better immunity than I would if I was vaccinated. Right?
Yes.
Don't I?
I think your immunity is really good.
So why, if I've already gotten through COVID and I was really only sick for a day, and then 5 days later I was negative, and I do have the natural antibodies now, why would I take a chance in getting vaccinated on top of that?
By the way, I'm glad you're
They were not glad. They weren't really happy. Nobody was, because he survived. His doctor recommended it. It wasn't like he decided to take it. His doctor recommended it. Aren't we supposed to listen to our own doctor that know our own gene pool?
The rest of them are all lying about me taking horse medication. And we should talk about that.
That bothered you.
It should bother you too. They're
Well,
lying at your network about people taking human drugs versus drugs for veterinary.
Calling it a horse dewormer is not a flattering thing. I get that.
It's a lie.
This is actually what I thought was interesting, because he says a human drug or veterinarian drug. I'm not the expert. I'm not sure if there were like two versions of this interesting medicine that they're talking about, but what I assume people on the left are saying that maybe they're taking the wrong type of a medicine and it might have consequence. True, it's important. I don't have a problem with that. But if there is a different one that can help you and I'm not allowed to say it, why? If you get the chupacabra, you have to go home. That's it. Unless you're dying, you go to the hospital. But what about the people that go home? Don't they need to have like a type of a medicine they can take to lower the chances? There might be something. It's the only disease there is nothing for, which surprises me.
It's a lie on a news network, and it's a lie that's a willing, that's a lie that they're conscious of. It's not a mistake.
Yeah.
They're unfavorably framing it as veterinary medicine.
Well, the FDA put this thing out. You saw that. Did you see that thing that the FDA put out?
What did the FDA put out?
It was a tweet, and it was snarky. I admit it. They said, you are not a horse, you are not a cow, stop taking this stuff or something.
So if that is true and you think it's snarky, why did you go along with it, say whatever the FDA is saying? I don't understand. We're not supposed to make jokes, right? Trump wasn't allowed to say a joke about putting Clorox or something in his blood, right? So why are you using it when it might help certain people when it's recommended by a doctor?
Something like
Why
that.
would you say that when you're talking about a drug that's been given out to billions and billions of people, a drug that was responsible for one of the inventors of it making the
Nobel
winning
Prize.
the Nobel Prize in 2015.
15, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
a drug that has been shown to stop viral replication in vitro. You know that, right? Why would they lie and say that's horse dewormer? I can afford people medicine, motherfucker. This is ridiculous. It's just a lie.
I don't think anyone is...
But don't you think that a lie like that is dangerous on a news network when you know that they know they're lying? You know that they know that I took medicine, like here it is. This is ivermectin.
You got
This
it
is
with
right
you.
here. Somebody gave it to me.
All right, hang on. The thing is, we're like going so fast. Like I feel like I'm missing.
I want that's a problem that your news network
was not-
lies.
Well, I don't.
Dude.
What do they?
What, you don't know that they're lying?
Say.
They lied
What did
and
they
said
say?
I was taking horse dewormer. First of all, it was prescribed to me by a doctor.
Yeah.
Along
They
with
shouldn't have said
a
it was
bunch
horse.
of other
it was-
medications.
if you got a human pill, because there were people that were taking it, the veterinary medication.
Well, veterinary medication, so there seems to be another one. I'm not saying it. I'm just trying to understand what the expert are trying to discuss. At least he's the expert. Joe Rogan, just listen to his doctor.
And you're not, obviously. You got it from a doctor, so that it shouldn't be called that. Ivermectin can be a very effective medication for parasitic disease. And as you say, it's probably, I think what, 250 million people have taken it around the world?
more,
I get that.
way more.
So
Way more. Billions of people have taken it.
Can I just come back to the one I want to talk about?
No,
Two things on
You
the
have
ledger.
to-
Don't
you
change this
before we
topic.
get to
Don't
that,
change the
Does
topic.
it bother you that the news network you work for out and out lied?
Well-
just outright lied about me taking horse dewormer.
They shouldn't have said that.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
You didn't ask? You didn't think that was yours? You're the medical guy over there.
I didn't ask. I should have asked before
But they
coming
did
on
it
your
with
podcast.
such glee.
No,
Yes,
Joe.
they did. I watched.
Come on.
I
You
watched.
watched?
I watched.
You watched.
Come on, man. Don't lie. Don't lie. With a little glee? Come on. It's always like, no, we didn't say it. Oh, come on. Oh, you watch? It's like, come on, man. We don't like you in that way. We just watch you just to confirm that, hey, you're talking shit about me. And they lie so many times with this stuff, and they're surprised that nobody even believes them anymore. Oh, Trump said that because that's why they don't believe in. No, Trump just made a point. He can't be right if you keep making mistakes and you're not consistent. It's your own fault. If I say a woman is a cheater, nobody is gonna believe me until she starts hanging out with a bunch of men, right?
No, I don't think there's
Yes,
a
they
glee.
did.
No one takes.
Joe Rogan says he has
She's taking-
COVID, taking livestock drug despite warnings. Yeah.
Jamie had to pull this up.
You want to play it?
Does she
This
have
is your
glee?
news network.
I'm gonna watch.
Let's see.
I'm gonna watch.
Rogan telling his 13 million Instagram followers that he was treated with several drugs, and he included ivermectin on the list, a drug used for livestock. The FDA and the CDC warn against using to treat COVID.
World Health Organization, WHO advised that McDonald's can only be used to treat chupacabra within clinical trials, 31st of March 2021. It's not that I made the rules, it's just they talk about it, so it wasn't like you can never use it. There are doctors that have mentioned they use it with other medical stuff to handle specific situation. I made a video about it when a doctor says no medicine cures the chupacabra, but in combination, depending on your situation, it can help you. McDonald, for prevention and treatment of chupacabra, a systematic review, meta-analysis, and tri-sequential analysis to inform clinical guidelines, right? You see all these gangster names, PhD, bada bing, bada boom. American Journal for Therapeutics, July, August 2021. All these weird preventions and everything. These are people that know there is a possibility it can help, right? They're talking about therapeutic advances, meta-analysis of 15 trials found that McDonald's reduces risk of death compared to no McDonald's. Bada bing, bada boom, all these numbers, and people are talking about solution. Now, I'm not saying that you have to take it. I'm not saying that you have to do it. Go to your doctor. But the reason is, all these medical things that I'm reading are things that you can find online. And CNN talking about things that are not the truth. And that is what I have a problem with.
That's a lie.
It can be used for humans. I get it. I totally.
Not just could be used for humans.
Yes.
Is often used for humans along with all the other drugs I took. All human drugs.
Yes.
They know it's a human drug.
It's right. But
and they lied.
the thing.
It's defamatory.
It is. Yeah, they shouldn't have done that.
It's defamatory, right?
Well, I don't know if it's defamatory.
I bet it is.
It is.
I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer.
It's
But-
a lie.
Well, see, here's the thing. You can have nuanced discussions about this,
No,
right?
you can't.
Yeah, you
You
can.
can't have nuanced discussions about lying about someone taking horseshoe.
There was no glee, by the way.
You're working for a news organization. If they're lying about a comedian taking horse medication, what are they telling us about Russia? What are they telling us about Syria? Do you understand that that's why people get concerned about the veracity of the news?
The concern was, look, just the nuanced part of this. And you're not taking a horse dewormer. I get it. You got that as a legitimate medication from a pharmacy.
Somebody gave me. That's kind of a joke, my friend Megan.
Now let's look at Don Lemon.
But he did say something about ivermectin that I think wasn't actually correct about CNN and lying, okay? Ivermectin is a drug that is commonly used as a horse dewormer. So it is not a lie to say that the drug is used as a horse dewormer. I think that's important, and it is not approved for COVID. Correct?
That's right. That's correct. It is not approved for COVID, and you're right. I mean, the FDA even put out a statement saying, you know, basically reminding people, it was a strange sort of message from the FDA, but that said, you're not a horse, you're not a cow, stop taking this stuff, is essentially what they said, referring to ivermectin. Now, I think what Joe's point is...
Wait. You just said that they put something there out there which is kind of snarky.
It was a tweet, and it was snarky. I admit it.
And we still have to respect them because they know what they're talking about. They don't want to confuse people if there was a horse dewormer out there and people start taking it. I know.
It's been approved for humans, but not necessarily for COVID, right? Yeah.
That's correct.
But that's the point. Nobody is taking it to cure chupacabra. That is what I've been saying 24/7. It's not for that. This medicine has specific function for a specific reason. You don't have to have chupacabra and go take it. But if you have specific symptom in your body because you have chupacabra, it might help you. That's why a doctor needs to make decision for you.
Part of the viral infection is thrombosis. So I have always treated my patients with something to treat the virus, something to treat the inflammation, and something to treat fibrosis, just as Dr. Urso had.
It's like you just want an interesting title because your freaking news channel is going down. That's it. It's a fact. Nobody trusts the news anymore, and the news is actually part of the Biden administration. Everything is against them. If you believe anything right-wing, you're a misogynist, you're a gangster. Come on, people. The whole separation of everybody right now, that everything is partisan and you can talk about anything, is usually the fault of the news. You're just giving your opinion on the news that you're supposed to be saying. That's what pisses me off, because you didn't tell anybody that Joe Rogan was cured, right? No, everybody was no, he's a rich man. He can buy medicine that we can't buy. You get that from your doctor. If my doctor recommends it, I'll take it. I'm not going to be like, what? You give me horse dewormers?
It's been used for a parasitic disease, for something it's called river blindness, and it's been very effective for that. But, you know, just because it works for one thing doesn't mean it works for something else.
I think we reached the end. It's just weird how CNN... I don't ever watch CNN. I don't trust CNN. I just trust local people, and the rest I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna ignore it because you're not telling me the truth. You're telling me the information I need to hear through your investors or through your political views. You don't talk about specific things, right?
There's a study that shows that young boys in particular are more likely to have an adverse reaction to the vaccine than they are to catching COVID. Why
is there a study that shows that?
Yes, let's find it. Boys more at risk from Pfizer jab side effect than COVID study suggested. U.S. researchers say teenagers more likely to get vaccine-related myocarditis than end up in the hospital with COVID.
I think, you know, like if you were to ask the question, how likely you'd end up in the hospital after a vaccine versus how likely you end up in the hospital after COVID, that would be a fair comparison.
What do you think is wrong with this comparison that they're making? Let's put it up again so you can specifically read it and tell me what's wrong, because I feel like you're kind of cherry picking here.
No.
Because it says the data suggests that boys 12 to 15 with no underlying medical conditions are 4 to 6 times more likely to be diagnosed with vaccine-related myocarditis than ending up in the hospital with COVID.
Ending up in the hospital with COVID for anything, right? I mean, there are two different groups of patients here. One is specifically myocarditis.
Right, but ending up in the hospital with COVID over anything would give you more data.
Yeah.
It would give you more instances.
Right. So I mean,
but that would make more people hospitalized with COVID. Your example falls the wrong way.
So
right?
What I'm saying is that most of the people who got myocarditis did not need to go to the hospital. That's
it says
the point.
86% of the boys affected required some hospital care.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know that they ended up needing to be hospitalized, though.
But it says it right there. 86% of the boys affected by vaccine-related myocarditis required some hospital care.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying, but when you look at the data
This
overall,
doesn't concern you? This doesn't make you pause?
It does concern me, totally. I think, but the question still is from a risk-reward proposition.
The risk-reward proposition there is very clear.
but
You're ignoring the science that they're presenting.
No.
They're showing that you're more likely to get myocarditis at a large number, 4 to 6 times more likely.
They're not saying myocarditis. They're saying it's
then be hospitalized with COVID.
Hospitalized with COVID.
But you have an impulse to defend the vaccination in light of this data.
So usually I need to find on-the-ground people, local reporting to find the truth. And it's not that I believe everything Joe Rogan says, but most of the people that agree with him make sense to me. So the fact that you say that he just can't say that online, but you're gonna lie about it, you don't tell the truth, and you don't even correct yourself when we are talking about it, and you even admit we were wrong for calling it like that because it might have been used for other reason. The doctor recommended it. You were like, yeah, if the doctor recommended it, it's right. But no, now you go online, yeah, but it has been cured, the river disease, ice or something. And like, okay, man, do what you have to do.
Don't you think that even with a breakthrough infection, untreated, you're probably more vulnerable than the average child who is not vaccinated, who gets COVID? Like people have died who are double vaccinated. In fact, there was a guy who just won an Emmy who's
I saw that.
Yeah, the odds of that happening to a healthy child are very, very low.
Very low.
But that guy is probably your age. How old are you?
I'm 51.
Yeah, he's about your age. Theoretically, you would be more vulnerable than a young child would be. You vaccinated would be more vulnerable of a breakthrough infection than a young child would be, statistically speaking, right? But you're not worried about catching it.
They're both rare.
But you're not worried about catching it. You're not worried about catching it because you've been vaccinated and you think it imparts a certain amount of protection.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying to you is I think that not worry is the same feeling that a lot of people have about their children. They're not worried about their healthy children catching it for the same reason you're not worried about catching it being vaccinated. That if treated correctly, they think that the child probably has a better chance even than you do because you're 51 years old.
All I know is this, man. Left-wing media, I really don't trust you anymore. Big time. No. Because it's quite clear you're not neutral. And if I disagree with you, you're also the media that's gonna call me homophobic or a coon or a black face, but a little brownish. I don't know, man. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. The world is an interesting place. It's an interesting place. All you have to do is just laugh away and stop watching the news. I don't watch the news anymore because it doesn't make any sense. It only makes me sadder and sadder, fear for my life, and I need to find different solution. I don't care anymore, right? So now that we're at the end, remember to like, share, do all the other stuff and everything. Remember, I got a link in my description. If you click it, it brings you to all my other social media parts, but at least you have places that you can go. I got my Discord there, my Facebook and everything. Join, talk, and let's make an interesting community. Peace.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush, hash, purple, skunk, criollo, colombici, jam, jam, turloqueta, verdeta, welcome. Dem vida mi a tu iniciativa, padrei ku indica, e também que sum sativa. Te ainda no que acepta ku eta medicina, pop di nang di eta causa rebeldia, cooking.